Hello everyone, I am Muid Ahmed Siddiqui. Now, you should have heard of the term data and information, these two terms, data and information. And you should have noticed one thing that these two terms are often used interchangeably. These terms are often used in place of each other. So, but there is some distinction between the two. Data is something meaningless that does not make sense. For example, data can be anything. Data can be anything like numbers, like alphabets. It could be anything. But when this data is turned into something meaningful, when this data is processed into a meaningful form, that is information. So information is the meaningful form, whereas data is the raw form. This is the difference between these two terms, data and information. But in our routine life, we use the terms interchangeably in place of each other. Now, this is a simple concept. This is a very simple concept. Actually, in this video, I will explain qualities of good information. So I thought that it was necessary to explain data and information first. Moving on to the qualities of information, the information should be relevant, the information should be suitable. For example, let's say, uh, let's say the information, let's say there are two departments in a company, finance and production. Now, the information the information about how many units are produced is relevant for the production department but is not so relevant for the finance department. Similarly, how many, let's say, what was the cost of financing of a project, this information is useful for the finance but is not so useful for the production department. So there is a difference between what is relevant, what information is relevant for the finance department, and what information is relevant for the production department. The information should be complete. The information should be complete. Now, for example, if I say that Real Madrid scored two goals in a match, Real Madrid scored two goals in a match. But I do not tell you the entire I do not tell you the score, the goals scored by by both the teams, Real Madrid and the opponent side. So this information is not so useful. So information should be complete. This is an instance of incomplete information. This information is what? Incomplete. Because we do not know how many goals were scored by the opponent team. If we know the number of goals by the opponent side, we can come to know whether Real Madrid won the match or they lost the match. For example, if I say Real Madrid, or let's say if I say that uh, Real Madrid defeated opponents by 2 goals to 1, this is a complete information, because in this information we know that only one goal was scored by the opponent club. So by this information I can easily by this information I can easily know that Real Madrid won the match. The information should be accurate. The information should be accurate. Now If the information given to you is inaccurate, it could lead to losses. For example, uh, one day you wake up preparing to go to the office, but mm, you receive a phone call. And you come to know that one of your friends has died. Let's say, instead of going to the office, you drive straight to the friend's home, and you find out that your friend is sleeping. Your friend is just sleeping, and he is pretty much relaxed. What will happen, that it will cause you an absent day from the office. As a result, you may lose your salary for that particular day. So because of the wrong information, what happened, you incurred a loss of your salary for one day. So when the information is not accurate, it can lead to what? It can lead to losses. It can cause losses. Clarity, definitely, the information should be clear. It should not be vague or unclear. It should not be vague. It should not be vague or unclear. Okay, so information should be clear. That is something for obvious reasons, the information should be clear. It is something very obvious that if information is not clear, you will definitely be not be able to understand. You will definitely not be able to understand that information, and that information definitely will not be very useful for you. An example of this could be like two students who are appearing in an English exam, and they are both of them uh, are given a task to write an essay. The student who writes who writes more clearly, whose essay is more clear, will definitely get higher marks as compared to a student who is not able to write uh, good English, and is not able to uh, is not able to mm, is not able to convey the information clearly to the examiner, is not able to actually convey his thoughts in the essay to the examiner. So clarity is something that is an essential characteristic of good information. Confidence, you should be confident about the source of information, the source from which you are getting information. For example, there are two news channels. One is a globally known BBC, BBC News. The BBC News is a globally known, is a renowned news channel, is a big news channel. But let's say there is a local news channel in a small town. Which news channel will be able to provide which or you can, or let me ask this question like this, like which channel will be able to provide more authentic news? Which channel is a more authentic source of information? On which channel you can put more confidence? Definitely BBC is a more authentic source. So I can be more confident about the news that I receive from BBC instead of a small local news channel. Communication. Now, communication is something that is very important. For example, you are a media reporter and you get news from somewhere. What if you do not convey this information to the people who actually need it? If you do not convey the information, you do not communicate the information to the relevant people, then this information will definitely not be very useful. For example, if the weather department, if the weather department in your area, in your city, in your country uh, finds out that tomorrow there will be a lot of rain, so tomorrow will be a tomorrow it will rain heavily, but uh, the weather forecast department fails to convey this news to the public, then definitely before, in fact, before the rain starts, what will happen? It This information will not be useful at all. So communication is an essential characteristic. Communication is something without which the information will definitely not be useful. The information should be concise. This means that information should not contain unnecessary details. The information should not include unnecessary details, because if information includes unnecessary details, then it will become harder, it will become difficult for the people or for the uh, individuals obtaining that information to use that information. So information should not contain unnecessary details. This is also an important characteristic of good information of uh, this is also an important characteristic of information, that it should be free of unnecessary details. The information should be communicated timely. Now, for example, uh, I told you about the weather report. If the weather department, the weather reporting department in your area fails to communicate, fails to tell the public, fails to bring to the knowledge of the uh, to the residents of the area before the start of the rain, that it will rain heavily in at a certain time, then what will happen? The information obtained by the weather department will definitely be useless. So there is a time limit. Now let's say whether weather department or weather reporting department comes to know that it will rain heavily in 24 hours. It will rain heavily in 24 hours time. Then what will happen? Then once the weather department has obtained this information, it has 24 hours, it has just one day to bring this information to the knowledge of the residents of the area. If this information is communicated after, let's say, 48 hours, what will happen? It will not be very useful, because if this information is not communicated before 24 hours, then people will not be able to take able to take the preventive measures, the measures that they need to take, the things that they need to do in a rainy situation. Now, channel of communication is something very important. For example, here I am teaching ACCA qualification paper F2. What I need to do to market this course, to promote this course, or to promote my online school of accountancy, I need to advertise myself on Facebook. I need to advertise myself on Facebook, on Instagram, or you can say on Telegram, on WhatsApp. These are the social media platforms through which I can communicate through which I can communicate to the potential students, through which I can communicate to the people enrolled in the ACCA qualification, to the students enrolled in the ACCA qualification. These are the platforms. But what if I start uh, I start publishing ads in newspapers? Instead of these social media platforms, I start publishing ads in newspapers. What will happen? That it will only co- that it will only uh, result in costs, unnecessary cost being incurred. It will only result in giving ads in newspaper will only result in unnecessary cost being incurred, and I will gain nothing out of it. So in this way, I will be making losses. But because my channel of communication is not correct, the correct channel of communication, the correct channel for promoting ACCA courses are the social media platforms. So, channel of communication should be a correct one when it comes to communicating the information. Cost. Now, whenever we do business, business is done to make profits and profits only. If the benefit obtained from something is less than the cost involved, what will happen? What will happen? That the activity will result in a loss. So when whenever a, an individual or whenever, let's say, uh, whenever you decide to obtain information, make sure that the cost of obtaining the information is not greater than the benefit that this information can bring. So we need to perform, you can say, we need to perform a cost benefit analysis. This is something that you will study when you will move higher in your ACCA qualification journey. In paper F5, in paper F9, you will perform a lot of cost benefit analysis. So here you need to understand the fact that the cost of obtaining information should not exceed the benefits that the information can drive. User targeted. The information should be user targeted. Information should be what? Information should be user targeted. It means that the information should be communicated, the information should be given, should be provided to the individuals, to the people who actually need it. For example, for instance, in this example, the example of finance department and the production department. If I provide information that is information that concerns production department to the finance manager, will that information be useful for finance manager? Definitely not. So uh, individuals should be given information, should be provided with information that is useful for them. This means that information should be user targeted. Information should be easy to use, because if information is not easy to use, no matter how useful it is, if information is not easy to use, for example, let's say an information, you get a report, the report is so detailed, is the report is so much detailed that you are that you have to find out uh, find out that you have to search for, you can say that you have to spend a lot of time searching for the information in the report that is uh, useful for you. So the unnecessary detailed the unnecessary detail, the details that are unnecessary are so huge in the amount of detail that is unnecessary for you is so huge that you are not able to use the useful information that is actually of use to you easily. So it is important that whenever we communicate information, we provide information in a way, or we tailor our information, the or we you can say we provide information to individuals or to others in a way that they find it easy to use. Because if that information is not easy to use, then the individuals, the people receiving the information may not use the information, or it may take them a lot of time to actually make use of the information. So these were the characteristics of qualities, you can say the qualities of good information. Now you can use the mnemonic accurate. You can use the mnemonic accurate to remember these essential characteristics, qualities of information. A is for accuracy. A is for accuracy. There are two C's. So these two, by these two C's, you can recall the characteristics, the headings that are starting with the letter C. Clarity, confidence, communication, concise, channel of communication, cost. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am writing here 3 and 3, 3 on one C and 3 on the other C. So there are, you can easily by recalling this mnemonic, and with two threes that I have included here on top of these two capital C's, you will be able, you should be able to recall, you should be able to remember the six C's of the essential characteristics of information, the qualities of information: clarity, confidence, communication, channel of communication, cost, and concise. Clarity, confidence, communication, concise, channel of communication, and cost. U. U is for user targeted. R is for relevant. A is for A is for, again it could be for it could be for accuracy. So here we have another A, and here we have another A. Okay, that doesn't matter that much. T is for timely, and E is for easy to use. E is for easy to use. Or you can say that A can be for like authenticity. Authenticity. The information should be obtained from a source that is authentic. So A can be for authenticity as well. So you can remember, you can recall these qualities of information using the mnemonic accurate. I hope friends you like this video. I am Muhid Ahmed Siddiqui, and I keep posting videos like this for to help ACCA students. Let me know if you need any kind of assistance. I am available on the social media platforms like Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. You can contact me via particularly via WhatsApp. Uh, Although I am also available on other social media platforms, but it will be more convenient for me if you let me know your problems via WhatsApp. Okay, so these were the qualities of good information. This is an essential topic as far as the paper F2 is concerned. As far as paper F2 is concerned, this is an important topic of the introductory chapters, from the introductory topics of paper F2. And this is something that will keep that will keep knocking you throughout your ACCA journey, that will keep coming back. You will you will have to recall these characteristics, you will have to go through topics that will require you to demonstrate understanding, that will require understanding of information. So this in my view, this is an important area, qualities of information. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It was Muid Ahmed Siddiqui. Let me know if you need any kind of assistance, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.